The U.S. get the win they needed while Canada's qualifying hopes are dealt a blow. And the first MLS match of the week kicks off tonight. That and more next on The Daily. Hey everyone, welcome to The Daily here on MLSsoccer.com. Wednesday, September 12th. I'm Josh Whisenhunt, joined here by Simon Borg. And Simon, the big news of the day, it was a huge 1-0 win last night for the U.S. men's national team against Jamaica. Herculez Gomez getting the winner from a free kick in the second half in front of a raucous, standing room only crowd at Columbus Crew Stadium.
Josh, this team is a trip. You go from the desperation after they couldn't put anything together in Kingston to utter elation here in Columbus. They played a magnificent game. They pounded Jamaica all game long until they got that goal. In the second half, Herculez Gomez taking the free kick, and the goalkeeper for Jamaica, he stopped every shot, had help from the post and the crossbar in the first half. He had this ball all the way, and the U.S. get the goal, the game winner, on basically a goalkeeping error. And then they had a little nerves at the end, but they saw through the result, which was a big one.
Absolutely, and the big news pre-game was the 5 lineup changes that Jurgen Klinsmann made to his team from the group that lost down in Jamaica. Got a little bit more help going forward, a little bit more creativity. Guys like Graham Zusi and Jose Torres really added to the attack, but there were 2 names that you wanted to highlight that really held down the center of the park for the U.S.
Absolutely. The German-Americans, Jermaine Jones and Danny Williams. Heavily criticized by all the critics out there, the fans. Where are they now after that performance? Both those guys bossed the midfield. They showed off their technique. They showed off their daring when they had the ball. They willed the team forward at times. You got to highlight, as you said, Zusi and Cherundolo on the right side created a lot. And Torres did his fair share. Herculez Gomez getting the start ahead of Altidore. He did a lot and obviously got the game winner.
Yes, certainly. And with that 3 points, the U.S. now sit tied atop Group A with Jamaica and with Guatemala, who, it needs to be said, got their 3 points that they needed against Antigua and Barbuda, but only by 1 goal. And it seems like goal differential is going to play a part as we get down towards the end of this group play. The U.S. will pick things back up in October. They take on Antigua and Barbuda on the road before they finish their slate at Livestrong Sporting Park in Kansas City against Guatemala. That'll be a good one. Make sure you get all your U.S. men's national team coverage and latest news on MLSsoccer.com. Well, after a great result at home on Friday night, the Canadians men's national team traveled down to Central America last night to take on Panama. And Simon, they leave with nothing. They go down 2-0. FC Dallas forward, actually, Blas Perez, back amongst the goals. He had one of the finishes for Panama, and now the Canadians are in a little bit of trouble.
I think Canadian supporters, this is the game they feared. Canada defending as valiantly as they can, and then Panama break through just before the half on a corner kick. And Stephen Hart, the Canadian manager, said it himself, the team, their shoulders just dropped. They kind of, knew what was in the cards at that point. And then Panama, they took control of this game, and there was no doubt what the final result was going to be.
And now, of course, Canada will have to get positive results in their last 2 matches against Cuba at home and away to Honduras, which will be a massive test. And they might have to do it, Simon, without Dwayne Rosario. The attacker went down last night after 6 minutes. Could be a longer-term injury to his MCL. We will keep you updated. Check MLSsoccer.com for more news on that. One MLS match for you tonight with some pretty big playoff implications at BMO Field. Toronto FC hosting Chicago Fire in Chicago, currently sitting 4th in the Eastern Conference, but with a win could jump Houston and New York Red Bulls into 2nd place in the East.
This game is going to have a lot of tension, Josh, because it's all about whether the Chicago Fire can get the 3 points. A draw, not enough for them against the Toronto team that really has nothing to play for. The playoffs are out of reach for them. So Chicago, with the expectation, they go to Toronto and get the 3 points. These 2 teams are well rested. They've had a pretty long break. So expect a good matchup, and we'll see if Wells Thompson maybe makes an appearance for the Chicago Fire. They just acquired him this week.
Keep an eye out for that and more. That one is going to be 7 p.m. You can watch it on TSN2 and MLS Live in the U.S. Well, it's Wednesday, Simon, which means the Castrol Weekly Top 20 have been released. And at the top, we have Seattle Sounders FC forward Eddie Johnson, who I think, if you ask anyone, is playing the best soccer that we've ever seen from him in MLS so far.
Yeah, and he had a little break, Josh, and now his comeback continues scoring the goals. He got both for the Sounders over the weekend against Chivas USA. He's up to 13 goals on the year, good for 4th place in the goal-scoring chart, so he's still in the race there. Eddie Johnson, I think, has done enough to warrant a call-up from Jurgen Klinsmann. That is now the newest debate happening about which players should get a call-in. But he finished top, and alongside him, him. Tony Cascio, the rookie from Colorado, number 2. Matt Reese from New England. Tally Hall from Houston. And Andre Akpan, also from Colorado, rounding out the top 5.
And of course, Simon, it was a light week for MLS matches due to the international break, which means the top 5 for the year in the Castrol rankings are unchanged. We have Alan Gordon at the top, joined by Danny Kuvermans, Robbie Keane, Steven Lenhart, and Thierry Henry. Also on the site today, the countdown for the 24 under 24 series continues. And you have a little bit to say about that, don't you?
Yeah, Josh. If fans were surprised that Connor Lade of the New York Red Bulls and De Leon of DC United finished as high as they did yesterday, they're in for a surprise today. We're going to go as high as number 12, and the player finishing number 12 is probably not expected, so check that out.
Can't wait to see who it is. Check that out and more on MLSsoccer.com. That does it for us here on the Daily today. We will talk to you guys tomorrow.